Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team, your source for news and footage related to the UFO cover-up and everything strange happening both on and off of our planet. And so, in the last week or so, I've noticed a bit of a shift in the way that the mainstream news is covering UFOs. And well, here's what just happened and why it matters. So, on June 27th, the Wall Street Journal published a report that's making the rounds everywhere. The piece claims that the entire UFO narrative, especially everything tied to Area 51, was actually planted by the US government as a Cold War era cover-up, a distraction, a myth, a lie. According to the article, back in the 1980s, a retired Air Force colonel admitted to deliberately leaking fake UFO photos to locals at a bar near Area 51. The idea was to keep people focused on little green men while the military quietly tested stealth aircraft like the F-117 Nighthawk. And according to what they're calling this bombshell article, this was the plan, they say, from the jump. And according to the article, that is where the entire alien lore that we have studied here alone on this channel since 2011 actually began. That the entire UFO/extraterrestrial phenomenon is a lie, and that can be traced all the way back to some Air Force colonel purposely showing fake UFO photographs to some guys at the local bars near the infamous complex. That from one single planted fake UFO image given out or shown to a few guys in a bar led to what amount to decades of sightings, led to Bob Lazar, that it led to congressional hearings on the subject, to military testimony, to thousands upon thousands, probably hundreds of thousands by now, of source testimony of people that have been abducted or that have seen these unmistakable otherworldly craft with their own eyes, and that all of it was supposedly born out of a Cold War prank. And all I can say is,
right.
But the story doesn't stop there. The Wall Street Journal leans heavily on the words of a man that we have mentioned on the channel in the past named Sean Kirkpatrick, former head of AARO, the Pentagon's official UFO office. Kirkpatrick claims that many of the modern-day whistleblowers, including people like David Grush, may have unknowingly been repeating these Cold War myths, aka the UFO or UAP phenomenon. He also claims that even legendary incidents like the 1967 Malmstrom nuclear shutdown, the one where glowing UFO orbs hovered above and actually shut down our ICBM missiles, weren't UFOs at all, but rather, quote, electromagnetic testing. Sure it was, Sean. He goes on to say that some of the most dramatic rumors of secret alien task forces like the so-called Yankee Blue program were nothing more than military hazing rituals. That's a spin, and now the media seems to be running with it. Within 48 hours of the Wall Street Journal's posting of the article, a media wave has begun to hit. Popular Mechanics, Yahoo News, The Hill, The Independent, and other major mainstream news outlets are all parroting the same line, with reports and articles of their own, with titles and headlines such as, quote, "Turns out UFOs were a cover story," or "The Pentagon planted myths to protect military secrets," or yet another, quote, "Nothing alien here, folks, just some clever misdirection." And so all of these new articles coming out from the sources I just mentioned, well, this is what I see as nothing more than the cleanup crew. And they're here on schedule right when public interest was reaching a boiling point. And let me just stop here and say that I've been calling this for over a decade here on this channel. Literally since 2011, I've said the moment that the mainstream news or the government start to acknowledge the truth, even halfway, they will flood the zone with disinformation to confuse the public and reset the narrative. And it feels like this is another one of those moments. And now they want you guys to believe that, yeah, we made up the alien stuff back in the day, but only to protect national security. You guys just ran with it a little too far. Give me a break. So let's get this straight. Bob Lazar goes public in the late 1980s, risks his life, describes gravity wave propulsion, element 115, and reverse engineering alien craft out of S4, and we're supposed to believe that he got swept up in a rumor started at a Nevada bar? David Grush testifies under oath before Congress saying that we've recovered non-human biologics and that there's actually crash retrieval programs hidden within Black Ops budgets. News that's certainly not new to us. However, according to this new media wave, we're all just supposed to sit here and now think that he was just confused? Military pilots chase tic-tac-shaped craft off the coast of California, recorded on FLIR video, tracked on radar, confirmed by multiple sources, and it's just balloons? No. This is not disclosure. This isn't clarity. This is damage control, folks. They're trying to scrub history here. They're giving you just enough truth to discredit the entire phenomenon. And why? Because the momentum is building. Whistleblowers are coming forward. Congressional hearings are putting pressure on classified programs. The public is asking the right questions, and the story is starting to break wide open. So what do? They hit the brakes. They rewrite the story, and they tell you, hey, sorry we tricked you. Move along now. But we are not moving along because we remember. We remember the radar locks, the shutdowns, the craft with no control surfaces. We remember element 115 before it was synthesized. We remember the silenced witnesses, the scrubbed data, and the classified documents. We remember every single time they lied. We remember the tens of thousands of pieces of UFO footage published right here on this channel, and many others. And we remember that the pile of evidence for the existence of aliens or extraterrestrials or otherworldly beings or whatever you want to call them is much larger than the pile of evidence that skeptics would put forward to say that it didn't exist, or that the Wall Street Journal is apparently trying to do now with this new anti-UFO, it was all just a joke media blitz. And you know what? They can spin this however they want. It really doesn't matter. I know you guys know the truth. We all do. But this isn't a new story. It's just a new chapter in the same long-running UFO cover-up. And if they are fighting this hard to reset the narrative now, it means one thing. We are getting too close to the truth. So yeah, guys, what do you think? Is this sudden media wave just another coincidence, or is it a last-ditch effort to keep the lid on what we already know? And I know this isn't anything that I have to convince you guys of, but I just had to comment on this topic because I've been doing this long enough to spot the trends, the psyops, the media blitzes, the disinformation campaigns, and the not-so-coincidental coincidences. So drop your thoughts and comments down below. I really appreciate it. I want to hear your opinion on this, and it really does feel like it just came out of nowhere. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, follow me on all the official Secure Team social media links. They are down in the video description, so you can know first when I post another new video that will only serve to blow your minds further and show you that even when it comes to UFOs and what we think they are, we are just at the tip of the iceberg. And I promise you guys, we know so little, and there is so much strangeness happening, and I just can't wait to continue revealing that evidence right here on Secure Team 10. So I love you guys. Stay sharp, stay curious, and trust me, we are just getting started. Stay tuned and stay safe, guys.